All right, so I think it's safe to say that this whole Schwab TD Ameritrade potential deal has the advisory space a little shook, especially those of us in the RIA that custody with TD Ameritrade. Now, if you know me, I tend to lay back, I don't stress over much, I wait till all the details are out there before I make a reaction or overreact. But I know a lot of advisors out there are already thinking about all these bad things that might come from this merger. But I want to remind you, if you find yourself in that spot, nothing's done yet. So we woke up yesterday, my last day in New York, first headline I see is Schwab to buy TD Ameritrade. And my first thought was, what? So I was a little nervous, but then kind of processed it real quick. But the thing I want to point out is, by the end of the day yesterday, the deal was supposed to be done. Now, I realize there's a probably good chance that as I'm recording this Friday morning, 8:50 a.m., they're probably inking the deal right now, so this video is going to age real quick. But it's not done yet, so let's not overreact and start thinking about all these bad things that might come for something that's not done yet. I think I read in Kitz's article or a quick post that he put out that when TD Ameritrade bought Scottrade a number of years ago, it took 13 months for the deal to complete before there was any type of changes within Scottrade. So we've got some time ahead of us if this deal goes down. My guess, it will probably be longer because now you have two behemoths in this space merging together. You got to believe that there's going to be some antitrust issues they're going to look into, a lot of stuff in the courts. So I think we have some time before we actually really feel this in the advisor space. If you're an advisor worried about what are your clients going to think, thinking about having to repaper, we don't know if that's going to happen. For all we know, Schwab may want to keep the TD brand separate. They're a little different. I don't think that would be the case, but we don't know. They may want to leave TD running as it is, operate Schwab as they are, and just be owning both assets. It's a possibility. Again, probably not what's going to happen, but it could happen. The thing is, we don't know. So what is the point of getting upset and worrying about all this stuff that might, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas that might happen, but we don't know? So if you're an advisor and you're worried about this, I say chill out. It's the weekend, enjoy yourself, don't worry about it. Let's wait to see what happens. Let's see if it even goes down, and then wait to see what happens. A lot of talk about, are they gonna start charging RIAs like myself a basis points charge to use the platform? If they do, they do. It stinks, it's an added cost. You know, we talk about margins coming down in our business, we talk about fees compressing and all this stuff that's gonna impact us. This is just one of the things. So let's flip the table. Let's say that you are working with a client and let's equate this to a drawdown in the market. So a traumatic experience, emotions are going, they're nervous. What would you tell them? You would probably tell them to worry about the things that they can control and don't worry about the things that they can't control. And I would say to you, the advisor, this is the exact same thing. We can't control if this deal goes through. You can't control what happens once it's done. We can just control on the things, we can just focus on things that we can control. Talking to our clients, doing the financial planning, continuing everything as is, and then as we get this information, digesting it, and if it means you need to reevaluate the custodian that you're using, then you do that. And you know what? We probably as advisors should do that more often because maybe there are better options for our clients out there that we're just so comfortable and we're afraid of having to repaper and what that means to our clients that we don't go out and reevaluate these things more frequently. So I say don't worry about it yet. Keep on going on with what you're doing. And one final thing I would say is, if you are worried that if there's the chance, if you're at TD and you have to repaper things to go to Schwab, if you're worried your clients are going to leave you because they have to do a set of paperwork that you should probably just use DocuSign or some technology so it's not even paper, but if you're worried about new paperwork upsetting your clients and causing a big issue, then I think you have bigger issues on hand because your clients should not be leaving you over having to do paperwork, because if they're gonna leave you, they're gonna have to repaper things anyway. So I think this whole, if we have to repaper the big headache, yeah, it's a pain, but if you've been doing this long enough, you should have some processes in place to make this pretty streamlined. You can leverage technology, you have your staff to help you do it. It's not that big of a deal. These are one of those things that we put in our minds that it's a bigger deal to our clients than it really is. So I don't think that the worry of having to repaper yet again for some of us is a big deal. So don't worry about what's going on. Let's wait to see what happens. And there are other options out there. Shout out to my friends over at Altruist. Full disclosure, I'm in the beta. That doesn't mean very much, but I've been testing the software out. This is a perfect opportunity for those that might be impacted by this to give them a look as well. And that's not a plug, that's just to let you know there are options out there. Interactive Brokers is out there, Fidelity is out there. There's all these other options that if this does not go the way that you want it to, you have other places to go. So don't stress over this. Don't waste your time working your work hours thinking about what could be going on and stressing about it and how this is going to be harming us as advisors. Because if you're a good advisor, your clients are going to stay with you, even if you have to transition somewhere else. So focus on the important things. Focus on what you can control. Let's wait to see what the details are and don't stress over it. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I'm gonna go get to work and then let you guys get to your day. So thanks for listening to my ramble. Don't panic. Let's see what's gonna happen. We'll address from there. I may have some more thoughts in the future as things transpire. So have a great weekend and we'll see you whenever we get some more information on this deal.